Hi everyone, Huang Laoshi here again, and we're going to take a look at a few more uses of completed action le, following up on the first video that you've already seen. We're going to talk a little bit about where le is placed in a sentence, and I'm going to distinguish between what I call sentence le versus verb le. Let's take a look at some sentences that we already know. So someone might come up to me and say, 黄老师, 你今天喝咖啡了吗? And if you recall from last time, you'll see that this is an example of completed action le, putting placed at the end of the sentence, and of course not counting ma, because ma always goes at the end of everything. But we'll see here that this goes after the subject, time word, verb, object, and then this comes right at the end where the le is. So this is what we call sentence le. And you'll recall from last time that this is an example of completed action le. And completed action le, when it's put in the sentence le position, is always going to have the sense of completed action relevant to now. And I have a handy acronym for this, where I call this SCAR, where the S stands for sentence, and the C stands for completed action, or the CA stands for completed action, and then we have R for the relevant to now. Okay, so someone comes up to me and they say, hey, Huang Laoshi, did you drink coffee today? Have you had any coffee today? And I might answer this. 当然，我天天都喝咖啡. Yeah, I drink coffee every day. Okay, now, this conversation may go on. So the person may ask me after that, 老师, 你今天喝了几杯咖啡? Teacher, how many cups of coffee did you drink? Okay, now take a look at this. Here we have our le, but notice where it's going. It's going here inside the sentence, and it's going right after the verb. So this is what I'm going to call verb le as opposed to sentence le. Okay? If it were sentence le, it would have gone here. Okay? But we're not going to put it there, so I'm going to erase this. Okay? Because that's how we're putting it. We're putting it here in this spot. And notice what comes after. We're having some sort of quantity word. Okay? And here the word ji, of course, means how many. And then we have a measure word, bei, how many cups, and then coffee. So the difference here is when we're using le to mark completed action, but with a quantity here, and in this case a quantity is a question word, how many, we have to use the le right after the verb and not in the sentence. So I'm going to call this something differently. I'm going to call this V for verb le. It's completed action still, but it's for a quantity. So my wacky acronym is VCAC, just to help you remember that. And here's how I might answer. 我今天喝了5杯咖啡. I've had 5 cups of coffee. And notice the le still goes in the same position. We have verb le here, and then we have a quantity. And in this case, the quantity is a number plus a measure word, which is bei here, measure word, plus an object. And when someone hears that I've had 5 cups of coffee, they might say, wasai. Oops, I only have 4 cups of coffee here. Okay, imagine another little cup of coffee. I'll draw one in over here. There's my nice little cup of coffee. Yum. Well, I love coffee. And of course, if you don't know this word, wasai, that's how you say wow in Chinese, wasai. Okay, so let's look a little further. We just have a new pattern here for verb le with a quantity. You have subject plus your verb, the le going after the verb, and then a number, measure word, and object. So here's a couple more example sentences. See if you can read this. I'll give you a second. Okay, let's read together. 我看了3个电影. And that's pretty easy to understand. I've seen 3 movies. But once again, because we have a quantity here, I've seen 3 movies, we put the l here after the verb. Here's another example sentence. Take a look. Give yourself some time to read. If you don't know this word, I'll help you with some pinyin. Okay, let's read together. 我姐姐学了2种外语. My elder sister has studied 2 foreign languages, 2 types of foreign languages. And if you're unfamiliar with this word 种, this is just simply the word for type or kind, 2 types of languages. Okay, and then this can also be done with other sorts of words for quantities, not just number, measure, word, or object. So let's read this sentence. 他吃了很多东西. Yeah, he ate a lot of stuff. He ate a lot. Okay, so instead of a number and measure word, we're just simply using the word 很多 just to show a quantity. Okay, and you can also use another word that means 很多. 我们学了不少. We've learned quite a bit. We've learned not a small amount of material. 我们学了不少. And in all cases, the l is going here after the verb. And these are all verbs right here. Okay, there's one more variation of this pattern that's pretty simple. Let's take a look here. Okay, another situation. 哎呀，谁喝了我的咖啡? Who drank my coffee? Okay, you can see here clearly that the l here is again going after the verb. But in this case, our object is a definite object. It's a specific thing. And what's specific about this thing? It's my coffee. Who drank my coffee? Darn it. 哎呀. Look at this example. 你看了那个电影吗? Have you seen that movie? We're not asking someone if they've just gone to see a movie, but we're asking them specifically, have you seen that movie? And in this case, this is definite, and once again, we're using verb l, going right after the verb. Okay, so our pattern for this sort of sentence is with verb l with a definite object is your subject, verb l, and then a word like j or na, when you're trying to ask a question, which one, you want to establish which individual one it is, plus a measure word plus an object. Okay, so 我看了那个电影. I've seen that movie. And then you can also have it with specific definite objects. 我姐姐学了中文和西班牙文. My elder sister has studied Chinese and Spanish, and because these are specific languages, they're definites, and then once again, we use l. And that's all you need to know about for these ones, okay? Oh, I have to add one more thing. I have a handy-dandy acronym for this. With the definite object, I call this Vicado. And if you want to add a few other letters, the easy way to remember this is we just have a nice avocado. So go eat some avocado and go practice some more l sentences on your next worksheet. Thanks so much for listening. Take care.